Projection it's the ability to project your mind on others. So these people have a very high vantage point on the situation and they can be very persuasive. Um, Dreams you might see are flying, like symbols that you might see in your dreams are flying, vampires, a plane, a screen, a physical projector. Dreams are funny like that. They'll kind of just lay it out as it is. A TV station or anything that can influence people. Yes, that could also be like an influencer in your dreams. So it sounds technical, but what projection really is like I said, it's like your sway over people. So this can go two different ways. I think you can have like a certain persuasion over people where you might make them feel really comfortable about what you're saying. You might also help them to understand whatever it is you're explaining or make it easier for them to understand something like a bigger concept, right? So there's a second side to this, and that is that you can manipulate people. So you can kind of control what they think or how they feel. You have the power of persuasion, and it's in your hands. One thing about people with a projection ability is that they usually know that they have it, and they have used it. They have used it. I think like with this and some of these other abilities, it's like people know that they have these and they've used them, but they haven't really understood that that is like something special about them, right? So they can use it for bad or they can use it for good, or I guess, or they can use it in a favorable way or a non-favorable way. But using this gift for personal gain and manipulation is not favorable. So your higher self wants you to use this gift for good. And then examples of people with a high projector abilities. Um, and what I mean by high projector abilities is I said that this was a collective ability as well. So people can tap into this gift. And again, we'll get into that when I talk about the collective ability section. But basically, if you are a high projector, meaning this is one of your specialties, that would be like a friend that you can never say no to. It'd be like an influencer, like we were saying. Could also be a music artist in a way, like they are making you feel something through their music. And um, and with that, like you also have to be tapped into that channel, right? Not every song or artist is for everybody, and I think that's just because we all operate on different frequencies. So, a musician, you could also say like a salesman, teachers, yoga teachers. I also added Miss Rachel on here. Just because I feel like all these people kind of make you feel comfortable and they make you like see the bigger picture. So, um, take examples. Okay, so people with projection can have a focus. So, like I was saying, like a musician, you could have a musical focus, and you're like it. You're a musician. You're sharing your projector ability through music. You're making people feel a certain type of way with your music. You could do this with your writing. You're maybe you see the bigger picture and you want to write a book, so you could use that as your form of projection, your medium for your projection ability. And then, like some unfavorable ways, I'd say like people use this in arguments, or people can use this in like a group sense if they're wanting to either turn the attention towards them or away from them. They would be able to do this pretty freely. Okay, so I've got some pop culture examples here. So I have Elle Woods. I feel like she is a projector. Um, in that scene where she's like talking, like she knows that she's caught this the person in a lie when she's like, and then you washed your hair, like she knows about washing your hair when you have a perm is like a no-no. So she sees the bigger picture there and she is able to win the case and get everybody on her side. I also feel like in Practical Magic, Sally, she wishes for the guy that doesn't exist, right? And then part of it, I feel like the projection ability runs strong in that show because she says that she feels like she can't lie to that guy, right? But he also is swayed by her projection. I mean, it's a spell, right? But in that, and that's what I mean again by collective, is that it can kind of be passed from person to person. So Sally has it, and she's using her projection on him, and he is in turn using it on her. It's vice versa in that way. Glenda the Good, she is a projector. She, in everybody's eyes, she's Glenda the Good. She can't do anything wrong. She has the powers in her hands, and she is using it in an unfavorable way. However, if you've seen the Wicked for Good movie, she does try to turn that around. So let's pray for her. Last example is Brendan Stark. So he is a projector. He can see everything. He's the three-eyed raven, and then in the end, he shows up to. I think he shows up to Westeros, right? And he claims the throne. Like he knew all of this the whole time. He knew everything the whole time, how it was going to lay out, and he was able to get the throne in the end. Not like he was playing for it in a bad way. This would be like like a favorable working of his power to do things for good, right?